Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Community Matters Show. Well, we done survive all this rain and stormy weather, so we're gonna hopefully have a good show for you today. I got a guest in here, Abraham Freeman, and we're gonna talk about some things concerning our health and the things that we should know and don't know. So with that, I want to say good morning to California, Florida, Ohio, and West Virginia, and to the surrounding and all those that's allowing us to be in our homes this morning, you know. And with that, we always like to start the show off with the prayer, and I do have the prayer warrior ready to give us and ignite our spirit and give us the delicious word of the day. Good morning, prayer warrior.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
Another blessed, highly favored day.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, ma'am. So you got those delicious words for us this morning?
I do, sweetie. I do have the words for us, delicious. I'm ready.
Thank you. Ignite our spirit this morning.
Okay, it says, softly I announce my presence. Shimmering hues of radiance tap gently at your consciousness, seeking entrance. Though I have all power in heaven and on earth, I am indefinitely tender with you. The weaker you are, the more gently I approach you. Let your weakness be a door to my presence. Whenever you feel inadequate, remember that I am your ever-present help. Hope is in me, and you will be protected from depression and self-pity. Hope is like a hope is like a golden cord connecting you to heaven. The more you cling to this cord, the more I bear the weight of your burdens. Thus you are lightened. Heaviness is not of my kingdom. Cling to hope. My rays of light will reach you through the darkness. I know that was kind of choppy, guys, but this information can be found in Psalms 46:1, Romans 12:12, and Romans 15:13.
Oh, great. I don't understand what you mean by choppy. All words that you ignite our spirit with is united through the word of God.
And informative.
Yeah.
Let me just go through that one more time, Wallace.
Okay.
Softly, I announce my presence. Shimmering hues of radiance tap lightly on your subconsciousness, seeking interest. Though I have all power in heaven and on earth. Though I have all power on heaven and earth. Bear with me 1 second. I am indefinitely tender with you. The weaker you are, the more gently I approach you. Let your weakness be a door to my presence. Whenever you feel inadequate, remember that I am your ever-present help. Hope is in me. You will be protected from depression and self-pity. Hope is like a garden cord connecting you to heaven. The more you cling to this cord, the more I bear the weight of this burdens, of your burdens. Thus you are lightened. Heaviness is not of my kingdom. Cling to hope. My rays of light will reach you through the darkness.
Wow.
Wow.
We had a double spirit enlightening today, and that is also good. You know how I am with the prayer.
I know you.
So whenever I could get a double dose of it, I don't mind it at all.
I love that in you, Wallace.
So we thank you for igniting our spirit this morning. We thank you for the prayer on the Community Matters show. So
Yeah.
you have a blessed day and try to stay dry because it looks like California is getting a whole lot of bad weather.
It is, sweetie.
Okay. So
But I love you, and the show is big kudos. I love you guys, and thank you for allowing me to increase our spirit
thank
and
you.
ignite our spirit with the word. We never get tired of it.
Thank you for doing it. You know.
I love doing it, sweetie. It's my honor and my pleasure.
All
I
right.
love you guys, and I hope you have a nice, warm day.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, you're more than welcome.
All right. Good morning again. I want to welcome everybody to the Community Matters show. You know, I also want to send out condolences to the Robinson family. Debbie Dew Robinson passed away. Her funeral is this morning. Sorry I couldn't be there, but when I leave from here, I'll go and join the family and in the time of grieving, you know. And with that, I want to say good morning to Mr. Abraham Freeman.
Good morning, sir. It's such a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to talk about smoking and cigarettes and how addicted they are, how TV, they showed a whole lot of things. Hold on, we got a call already this morning. Good morning, caller.
Yeah, good morning.
How you doing this morning?
Yeah, I lost my phone, dude.
Oh man, that ain't good.
Yeah, and I got a new phone, and I couldn't call you on your phone because I don't know your number.
Well, if you give it to me, I'll call you, and you'll be able to get my number off of that. You know, but I got your number right here. You know.
Oh yeah, you just call me back if you want me to.
Okay. I'll do that. And this morning we talking with Brother Abraham Freeman, and we talking about cigarettes and what cigarettes do to you. You know. Huh. I think that's the way it goes. You know, I'm trying to get your number down. You know, but almost look like your old number. You know. So, what I could do, I'll call you back on my phone, and that way we keep the lines open for if anybody want to call with questions. That sound good enough?
That's right. I'm on the side of the line of that hotline.
Yeah. Okay. So appreciate you calling anyway. Well, at least we know you're watching. Paul out of Lake Charles. So
Yeah, I've been on hyenas.
you ain't came down yet, huh?
Yeah, I'm still in here, man. I'm still hanging over that election, brother.
No, I hear you. You know.
We can do better. We got to do better.
Yeah.
We know better. We got to do better.
Yep. I just say that when you know better, you do better. Okay. So we.
Oh, that's a topic, boy. You right on target this morning, brother Wallace.
Yeah. Yes, sir. You know. Well, hang this around your house. Shoot for the stars, not at each other. Shoot for the stars, not at each other.
That's right.
Yeah.
The ballot box or the bullet, which one you gonna take? The ballot box.
Yeah. That's the best way to do it, you know. So, okay, I'm gonna call you back in a few minutes. Let me get my guest started and
Good morning to the guest, not to me.
okay.
Good morning, guest.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
All right, Brother Paul, we'll holler back. Okay, again, good morning,
Good morning again.
and we're gonna get everything going real soon. You know, this morning topic we're gonna talk about nicotine and cigarettes and how addicted it is.
Yes.
And like I told you, I'm a smoker myself, so I'm not gonna try to sugarcoat anything
Yes, sir.
because it's factual, you
Yes,
know.
sir.
And like we was talking earlier, my brother got me looking at old shows, black and white shows, you know, and I see that, you know, the TV kept you addicted, you know, or made you want to smoke.
Right.
When I was coming up, it seemed like everybody around me was just about smoking cigarettes. You
That's
know,
right.
aunts, uncles, brother-in-laws, daddy, neighbors. Everybody was smoking. You know, so I thought that was something cool to do. I wanted to do it too. Matter of fact, I used to climb up in a fig tree to smoke. And when I come out of that fig tree, man, I was itching because
You were lit, huh? But you know that the advertisement, once they figured out, okay, this stuff is addictive, the marketing plans that the tobacco companies use worked really well. And I want us to think about it for a minute. Part of cigarettes has to do with control, right? Because anytime you are addicted to something, whatever you are addicted to controls you, right? And to go back to the tobacco plantations, right? In the 1860s, when African Americans, us, were freed from those plantations, we weren't freed from the tobacco and the influence that the tobacco companies had on African Americans, right? So we were free on one side, not free on the other
side.
Okay, and so this huge marketing program to get people hooked on cigarettes was very unique. It was very progressive. It worked very well. The people who could have and who still can influence tobacco companies to not target, for example, our children, and that's the part that I deal with a lot, is our children. Do not have the appetite to really fight the tobacco establishment, right? And so the tobacco companies target minority kids.
You're right.
Specifically those in middle schools and high school. Okay? So why is it then that the people who are tasked with protecting us from harmful things, right? We have environmentalists out there to protect us, to make sure we're not breathing in something that's going to hurt us, or drinking the water, right, that's polluted, right? What about cigarettes? I mean, who are the people that's protecting us, right? So I thought about it. Normally, as a group, you protect your group. And if something is happening and your group isn't a target, you don't worry about it as much, right? So when we were doing the research, we realized, okay, who is the primary target for cigarette companies? And it's African American kids. Second to that are Hispanic kids, right? And so when we looked at the people who make the decisions, right, protect us, we looked at Congress. Well, 90% of Congress is majority, not minority. Okay, 96% of the governors are not minority. Okay, The top military advisors, 100%, are Caucasian. They're not African American. The POTUS, right? The cabinet that makes up the White House, 91% white, not minority. People who decide the TV shows and who decide which commercial goes where is 93% Caucasian. All righty? People who decide which books you're going to read, 90% Caucasian. People who decide the news that you're going to cover, 85% Caucasian. Right? Now let's drop that down. Right? The people who decide what music you're going to listen to, 95% Caucasian. You notice the 90s.
Yeah.
90s.
Yeah.
90s. Even pro football, 97% of pro football are owned by the majority. So why would they be concerned about what's happening to your kids? It's not there.
Yeah.
The data tells us it's not there. So I want to task you with remembering something. Do you remember back when we were young? You're just a few years older than me. They had the candy cigarettes. I'm just saying.
I'm trying to tell my age. No, but I'm proud of my age.
You got to be in the early 60s. Work with me. Work with me.
You know, you're not the only one that says that.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm in my 70s.
You're in your 70s, okay.
Yeah,
So
I
do you remember the candy
candy
cigarettes? You remember all that
Yeah, yeah.
they used to sell in the stores?
Stores.
And then what happened is that the cigarette companies got attacked, right, because of it, and they started pulling those cigarettes. Well, they're back out there,
Yeah.
right? Not only are they out there, but these candies are right. They're like about 3 or 4 feet high, right? We're talking about the shelves,
Yeah.
so that your 5, 6, 7, 8-year-olds can see them, and they got them different flavors.
Yeah.
So they're walking around with these cigarettes, and they're pretending like they're smoking. Right? And once they do that, they got them.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they see other people smoking the real cigarettes, so they want to smoke the candy cigarette, and the candy cigarette lead them to the real stuff.
There you go. It's kind of like the little girl that sees mom get dressed to go out on the evening, and as soon as mama's gone, she rushes in and try to get in those 3-inch heels.
Yeah.
Walking around the house, falling down everywhere.
Yeah.
Trying to pretend like
she's
mama, right? It's no different, and the cigarette companies know that. So of course, there was a lot of suits that happened because the cigarette companies knew that nicotine was addictive, and not only they know it was addictive, but some of the additives that they have in cigarettes causes cancer.
Yeah.
Not may cause.
It's causes.
It causes cancer.
You know, that's like nicotine and menthol. I used to smoke a menthol cigarette. Well, I tried them all when I was coming up. You know, cigarettes was real cheap at the time, 25 cents a pack.
Yeah.
You know,
27 cents with tax.
yeah, you
I
could
remember.
go. Yeah, you could go to get cigarette 2 or 3 for a nickel. You know what I mean? TV is very addictive.
Right.
TV is addictive. You know, the rappers, you know, we don't own, well, right now we got a few studios and stuff like this here coming up. But at one time, the Jewish community owned the television station.
Yep.
And
radio.
Yeah.
And yeah.
You know, so we might have had radio station, but we didn't own the airwaves.
That's
you
right.
know?
That's right.
We had to get permission to put things on the airwave, you know, and that's what KJCB's world missed about.
That's right.
They didn't have a bridle on their tongue.
That's
you
right.
know? Ms. Janelle didn't allow them to put a bridle in her mouth and control it.
Amen.
You know?
Amen. That's right.
So, the thing of it is, we are addicted to TV,
Yes.
you know, and a lot of things that we see. I watch parents put their kids in the front of a TV, you know, and they try to mimic everything that was on TV. This is why you had a lot of black kids on Ritalins
That's right.
and things like this here because they was watching too much TV. I remember I knew a kid that they wanted to put him on Ritalins. Wait a minute, let me find out why he's like that. And guess what I did? I sat down in the front of the TV and watched the things that he was watching, and then I watched him. And what he was doing was mimicking everything off the TV.
That's right.
Couldn't sit still. When he would move like a cartoon, you know. So when I seen that, I start controlling it. You know, wait a minute, you watching too much cartoon.
So, Brother Wallace, what you're saying is that TV had a bigger influence over him than other people did.
Yeah.
And you flipped that around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I had to, you know, because I didn't want to see him on Ritalins, you know. So, and they was going around giving parents $300 or $400, you know, to put their kids on Ritalins.
That's right.
Oh, no. This is why you got a lot of disrupted kids now. You know, this is why you got a lot of kids shooting each other, you know, because if you go back and check their record, they might have been on those Ritalins. Then once you make 18 or get out of school, it's no more, you know. So they are, how you could say that, starving for what?
They still got that aggressive behavior. Gotcha.
Yeah. So, but when it come down to those cigarettes, man, I have tried, you know, for a day, you know, something get in my way, what I'm looking for, a cigarette, you know.
You're looking for a cigarette. But I have two questions for you. One is that you mentioned that you started off with menthol. Now, the research that we learned from the tobacco companies was that they targeted African Americans with menthol. Right? Did you know that already?
No, I didn't. I didn't know the statistic of it like I know now. You know, listening to you, listening to some of the research that I have done, and things like this here. Everything is targeted at the black community.
That's right.
You
That's
look
right.
at you look at the liquor stores. You know, I lived in California for a long time, man. Every other corner had a liquor store.
You must have been in Oakland.
No, I said California.
The whole state.
The whole state. You know, you go to Watts.
Uh-huh.
They had one on every corner.
True.
You know, you went to Compton. They had liquor stores just about on every corner. It's not as bad now as it has been.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
because people are being informed, you know, about these the alcohol and things like this here. You just can't get away from a lot of things in the black community.
That's right. I mean, even many pastors have changed, including myself, have changed the way that we approach people when it comes to cigarettes and alcohol. In that, you know, don't be approaching it as though, okay, you're sinning. It has nothing.
No.
Don't approach it that way. You have to approach it as though, okay, you are harming your body. Right? You harming your body. You are limiting your time here on the earth based on the fact that you're risking, right? Or you are contributing, you are participating in a risky business, right? With the smoking and the drinking, right? So, your kidneys can filter only so much.
Yeah.
Right, your lungs can only take so much, and after a while, they turn against you.
Right.
Now, it's true that your kidneys and your lungs are very forgiving if you stop in time.
Yeah.
Right. Thank God for that. But my thing is okay. Let's stop it before it starts, because once you get
something about
started,
that tobacco.
yeah, yes, sir.
Brother Paul, you want something to say?
Well, I fell off the wagon, my brothers. I've been putting out for a year. And I was struggling with that for a good little while. It was on my mind to quit, and some people would tell you, you need to quit. I wouldn't get upset, and I told them I thank for that encouragement. Because at the back of my mind, I wanted to quit. Till one day I was puffing on a cigarette, and I looked, and I happened to catch a mirror. I looked like a damn fool puffing a cigarette. And then I can't explain why I'm smoking. I can't tell you why.
Right.
But yeah, I'm here to say I quit. And since I quit, man, I can smell cigarette and I don't even see nobody.
That's my mother says the same thing. She's on her, I think, 16th, almost 17th year of not smoking. She does not allow people to come in her house that smoke. At all, because she could smell it. That's a good point, brother man.
And let me tell you, I can be around people smoking, and they know I was smoking, and I'm sitting right there looking at them smoking, they ain't bothered. Now, I ain't gonna lie, every now and then, I get just a thought in my head. But just looking at that,
Hold on, Brother Paul. We got a call coming in.
Brother.
We got a call coming in. Good morning, caller. Welcome to the Community Matters Show. Caller?
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Show, like always. The guest maybe could touch up on the new cigarette, vaping.
Yes, as a matter of fact, we're going to get into that, but I could bring it up now if you like, Brother Wild. Okay,
Yeah.
so basically when Congress and the states turned on the tobacco industry. The tobacco industry had to figure out another way to make money, right? And there were other individuals that came out with vaping, and I dare say they had good intentions, right? They were trying to figure out, okay, what is an easy way to get people off of the tobacco, right? And not take so much the habit away, but take the danger away. The problem is that when industry and money, right? When industry and money realized, okay, people are making some money off this, right? The same companies who were selling cigarettes became the biggest investors of vaping, and over time, the amount of ingredients, okay, in cigarettes have doubled in vapes. So much so that the nicotine in vapes are twice as much as that in cigarettes. In addition to that, as you well know, cigarettes have the tar that you ride on every day coming back. It's in cigarettes, right? The strychnine that we kill rats with, the trace is in cigarettes, fertilizer, all up in there. Well, what has happened with vapes is that when the community learned that vapes are also bad for you, as a matter of fact, they affect our youth's, their brain development. It affects their brain development, your lungs, and your kidneys, right? The vapes do. But more than that, when that information came out, then the vaping and the tobacco companies realized, okay, we're in for a hurt, so we got to do something different. So they then started really targeting our youth. So right now, they have vapes with every kind of taste that you could think of, every flavor out there. from watermelon. You know who that's targeted to, right? I'm waiting on them to come out with some chitlin vapes, right? Some Popeye's chicken vapes, right? But they have so many different kinds out there, right? To where they're trying to attract the palate of our youth, specifically African American youth. Now, let's be honest. African Americans are consumers, right? We consume things, and they know that, right? They know that. They know that the dollar in the African American community lasts about 2 days.
If that.
Right. In other communities, it lasts a few months. So they try to get that money while they can, as soon as they can. The other item that you have to deal with when considering vapes is that in our school system, school boards, school districts, they have confiscated these discs, drives, backpacks, pens, highlighters that are vapes. Confiscated from our kids.
Yeah.
It's as early as elementary school.
Well, they even put marijuana in vape,
Sure they do.
you know, and
Speaking of that, with the kids, I'm sorry. They got a commercial, black and a white girl, about the vaping. One tour that we all tried to expose it to her. And one of the, I can't remember who gave the vapor, but they threw it away.
Yeah.
And one more thing about vaping, that's why I called. I had a friend who was smoking cigarettes, and she thought that would have been the best thing for her. Her eyes started dropping after she started smoking vapor.
we
That's right.
spoke about that.
And she's dead right now.
Yeah.
So I never took her time to her, but you know, it brought her down every day.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
listen to y'all. You have a good show. Keep it up, guys.
All right, thank you for the call.
Oh yeah.
You know, all
Yeah,
right.
and Brother Wallace, you were mentioning
That.
so the eye, your
Yeah.
ex-wife, I think, the eye.
No, that was a friend of it.
Your friend, okay, the eye started jumping, and we see that because that's when dealing with kids. Now I live in St. Martin Parish, right? I work in Lafayette Parish, but I do a lot of my volunteer work in St. Landry Parish, especially deal with the middle schools. So what we did was I commissioned a play that we're going to put on in St. Landry Parish at some point, April or May of this year.
Okay.
And that play is going to address the issue of smoking and vaping.
Right.
We also have posters and signs out in the school that shows a good lung and a bad lung, right? And we have and those posters out there hit every genre. I don't believe in races, so I don't believe in a black race and a white race. That's something this French guy made up back in the 1700s, right?
Yeah.
I believe there's but one race. But one thing I do know is there's different cultures, right? There's different colors.
Yeah.
So in our posters, we represent every color that's out there to try to let individuals know that it's not about a race, it's not about a color, right? It's about an individual. So cigarette companies, vaping companies, they don't care who they get the money from.
Right. Long as they get the money. You know, I think Louisiana and other states have sued the tobacco industry.
Sure they did.
And everybody that smoked, when they sued the tobacco company, they didn't give that person
No, of course
none
not.
of that money.
No.
You know, that smoke.
Of
You know,
course.
if you smoking, if you was smoking then, if you was a prior smoker, they didn't give none of that money.
Of course not.
You know,
Because it's not about you. See, if it was really about the individual, they shut down to tobacco companies.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you, here's my thing, and we have a young person listening right now. But here's my thing: you want to stop smoking? Want to get rid of all that? Shut down the tobacco companies and make it illegal.
yeah.
Now, I would dare them do that, because if they did that, that'd curtail smoking
Yeah.
really well. Now, people go through. A few people may get shot, Somebody may get beat up because they're just stressed out. But over time, when that stuff gets out of your system, you become a new man, a new woman, a new child, right? When you shut it down, that's when you see the change,
Right.
And they're playing with us right now, right? They sued the tobacco companies and said, you can't advertise on TV anymore, but they don't have to, because when you drive up to the corner liquor store or to the corner store, all cigarettes all through the window,
Right.
they're all around, and so that's your advertisement right there. So what do? You shut it down. You close them down because it's killing Americans. So we fight and we say, I'm against abortion. I'm against the death penalty. I'm against all. Okay, fine. That's fine. No problem.
But
What about smoking?
You never hear
Smoking is
nobody-
killing more people than all this other mess that we're
Right.
talking about.
Yeah, well, that's what I can't understand. They want to shut down a woman having abortion, but they won't shut down the tobacco company.
The tobacco companies.
The tobacco company got too much money involved with them, so when that person, wherever the tobacco is coming from, is running in that state, they get money, they get support.
That's right.
So they're not going to talk about that. Abortion clinic, they don't have money coming out of them.
That's right.
Like talking about it. So
That's right.
how they always say, follow the money.
And watch this. See, the state does not make money off of abortion.
Abortion.
They don't. But they make a lot of money off of cigarettes.
Yeah, because the taxes.
They tax you to death. And the question is, are they willing to give up the tax money? And the answer is no.
No, they're not.
The answer is no, because that tax money is financing a lot of stuff that they're doing.
You're right.
So why not sacrifice a few Americans for this and our kids for that? As long as we can get the tax money,
Yeah.
so that the rich don't have to pay more taxes.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying,
Yeah.
right? So what happens is the poor, the minority, the downtrodden are the ones that finance their own debt.
Debt.
And it's a shame.
Yeah.
So in essence, when you think about it, as African Americans, we killing ourselves.
Yeah. Well, that's the target. Let's get rid of them.
Yeah, we're killing ourselves. But and not only that, you look at some of the repercussions of smoking and vaping, right? It affects your reproductive organs to where your birth rate goes down. It affects the black female who has more stillbirths and more difficulty in the delivery room because of smoking, right? And not only that, diabetes, emphysema, heart problems, high among African Americans. And here's the deal: 1 in every 5 Americans smokes.
Yeah. I every show looked like I mentioned it because I stayed in California long. I was born here, raised here, but grown up in California. When I first came back home, man, looked like every car I seen or every place I went, somebody was smoking. So, and like I said, I'm working on my mind to quit, but somebody told me that was my best friend. My cigarettes was my best friend. And I tell you the truth, and that's me personally. I'm not trying to put my personal on nobody, but sometimes I feel that's the closest thing to me.
And I understand that, because what happens is that smoking, like drinking, right? Or as I was saying earlier, you got some people hooked on going to church, right? You got some people hooked on television, right? You got some people hooked on alcohol. The list goes on and on. But the underlying thought is this: can I learn how to soothe myself without hurting myself. That's the question.
Yeah.
And the answer is yes, you can. And I believe, I believe that if you want to put those cigarettes down, you can do it.
Yeah.
You can do it.
I did it cold turkey. I just quit.
Yeah, you can do it. You can do it. The question is, are you willing to go through the process?
You're right.
Right? Because it's hard. You know, it's a
The
hard
first
process.
72
For
hours
some
is
people,
the telling part. The
Yeah.
first 72 hours when you quit. You get through that 72 hours. I mean,
Right.
it's tough, man.
you
Yeah.
gotta get it out of your system and not turn back to one guy told me this, and I've got to keep this clean because he didn't quite say it this way, but I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
say it the way I interpreted it.
Yeah.
Okay. So he said, trying to quit smoke is trying to let your girlfriend go because your wife found out about it. So when you get mad at your wife, you go talk to your girlfriend, right? So he says, the way you do it is you got to cut that communication off, right? And you say, okay, I've got to have another go-to. It just can't be that, right? And that's what you have to do with cigarettes, right? That can't be your go-to. Alcohol, that can't be your go-to. Your mind is telling you that your body needs it. But when you change your mind, right, your body is always going to follow suit.
Yeah.
You just got to trust yourself.
Well, what you just said, you're exactly right. But now, are you willing to do what your mind tell you to do and what your body wants you to do?
Right.
That's the big thing. I looked at my bank account, and I said, dang, I'm spending a lot of money on cigarettes.
That's right.
And if I would quit smoking cigarettes, I would have more money.
That's right.
And
That's what it
interestingly
is to me.
enough, that is so right. We did the research last year and determined that if an individual stopped smoking, the one that smoked 2 packs a day, in which a lot of people do, they stop smoking, they could save up to $6,700 a year. Now you take that $6,700, you multiply that times 10. That's half a house.
Yeah. Sir. Yeah.
It's strange. Now you go to a gas pump. You used to go to the hot 20, boy. You was tough. You get your pack of cigarettes and gas. Now you making life decisions at the gas pump.
That's it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Between buying a pack of cigarettes and gas, you can't do both. If you got 3 cigarettes left, you got the hot $15.
Yeah. So you put $9 worth of gas and $6 on a pack of cigarettes.
And pray your way
Well,
home.
$6. The one I smoked was $8.
Dang.
Wow.
So
That's it.
I hear what you're saying, my brother. I appreciate Mr. Abraham Freeman coming on the program.
Yes, sir.
To talk about it. And right now I'm talking to Abraham Freeman on the Community Matters show. And when
Yes, sir, Mr. Abraham Freeman.
when I was going out to meet him, I was going out to really smoke a cigarette. But he come in the same time I was getting ready to go out, so guess what I chose? I chose to come and be with him
Amen.
than to go out and smoke that cigarette.
Go ahead, go ahead, Brother Rob.
Yeah.
That's a choice. You made a
choice.
You had a choice,
Choice,
and you
yeah.
Yeah,
and
that's
you
right,
chose
that's right.
to do not the right thing or wrong thing, but you chose to do the best thing for you.
You're right.
I like that.
Like I said, I could have say, okay, this is where you go at. I'll be right back. You know what I mean? because you had left me out there.
I did.
You know, you had left me out there. You know, but I still chose. I said, well, he got his equipment right here. I'm gonna watch his
That's
equipment.
why I left it there. Because I figured you were going out to have a smoke. But I intentionally left it there.
Well, hey, you know, it worked. I'm telling you, it worked. You know, and I like to go to people's houses, you know, where you can't smoke. I like to be in people's cars. You can't smoke.
That's right.
You know, because that stopped me from smoking.
It does.
You know
It
what
does.
I mean?
That's right. That's right.
But when I get out that car, leave that house.
It's a different story.
Yeah, I have a little different song, you know, and sometimes it's not like that, you know. I used to drive truck, you know. When I drove truck, I smoked a lot, you know,
Okay.
because it seemed like it kept me up, you know.
Okay.
Now I could quit drinking coffee. I don't have to eat for 3 days, you know. I don't drink soda,
Okay.
but those cigarettes, I'm not gonna lie to nobody. You know what I mean? Seem like I have to have them, you know. I don't go to bed without a pack of cigarettes.
Wow. Wow.
You know, 'cause when
And
I wake up-
I'm hoping you change that.
Yeah,
I'm,
yeah,
I'm
well-
hoping after today,
Yeah.
you sit back and you think about it, and I want you to consider this. I had a friend who he's a big time chain smoker.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just. I mean, he's.
And one after another. One
Yeah,
after
man.
another.
It was something. You couldn't even have a conversation with him, man. He was puffing.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. Right at around the holidays, the holidays we just passed, I get a call that he's gone. Had a massive heart attack. Barely 40 years old.
Dang.
Wow.
Barely 40. And understand that it's not just him. All over we see people dying. And he was the third person in 3 months that died of a massive heart attack. Right? That was a smoker.
Well,
And here's the thing. Nobody saw it coming from two of them. Everybody thought they were healthy, in the construction business, you know, moving around, very active, but kept that cigarette. And all of a sudden, because the heart doesn't always give you a warning.
right.
We like to think it does.
You know,
But when that ticker say that's it, that's it.
it's just like I got a little slogan now. Shoot for a dream, not at each other.
Yes,
You know,
I like that.
because you never know when that bullet gonna come out of a gun and shoot somebody that you don't want to shoot.
Right.
You know,
Right.
or but if you shoot for your dream, you have something a whole lot different. When you shoot someone, you're only hurting yourself. Just like it's just well for you to put the gun in your own mouth and shoot, because when they catch you, you're going to jail. From jail, you got to go to court.
Right.
From court, you're going to prison.
That's right.
You know, and it don't make no sense shooting at somebody, trying to kill somebody, when you could dream up to go above them.
That's right.
Okay, we got a call coming in. Let's take this call. Good morning, caller. Welcome to the Community Matter Show.
That's same call I called earlier about the vapors.
Uh-huh.
Maybe you could touch, I know you're pressing for time, secondhand smoke. You know, people that don't smoke, but they get around smokers. Because when you mentioned the heart, every time I go to the heart doctor, they worry about smoke. So I must be inhaling some kind of smoke from other people. So, like I said, this is his ass off the air, and maybe we can talk about that a little bit. Secondhand smoke.
All
yes,
right.
sir. Love to.
Thank you for the call. Yeah.
All right, very good. So with secondhand smoke and vaping, because secondhand vaping is just the same, right? Statistics are higher, of course, with cigarettes because, you're when you are inhaling those filters, you have filters there with cigarettes, right? But when you are exhaling, other people are picking up some of the poisons that you are exhaling, right? So I know for me, for secondhand smoking, if I'm around someone that has smoked or I come around a corner, I catch an asthma attack. And you'll be surprised at the number of children who end up going to the hospital because of asthma whose parents smoke. And it's the secondhand smoke that's getting them,
Wow.
in which secondhand smoke can cause cancer.
Well, I'm going to put it to you like this here. I don't barbecue because of the smoke that's coming out that pit.
That cold, that's right.
Yeah,
That's
that cold-
exactly
that,
right.
That cold, as far as I'm concerned, is just as bad as a cigarette. You know, so I know I smoke, so I try not to go around barbecue pits or barbecue
Right.
because when you open that pit, all that smoke come up in your face. And when I did a little study on coal and what comes off the coal, I try to stay away from it.
Oh, yeah.
But the cigarette, it's a different story.
Yes, sir.
Hold on, we got a call coming in. Good morning, caller. Welcome to the Community Matters Show.
Hello, Wallace. Hey, I just wanted to call and comment on Mr. Freeman's thing. Addiction goes beyond cigarettes and alcohol. It goes to the food that we eat.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
And, if you look back 50 years, everyone was a hell of a lot thinner. And I think one of the things is our capitalism and profits and everything to the grocery stores has a whole lot to do with everything as far as our health is concerned. I just wanted to throw that in.
Oh, well, you.
And I've enjoyed your program. I think it's just very informative.
Thank you, caller.
Okay.
You know, appreciate you.
Bye-bye.
Wanted to throw these statistics out before I left, and one is that as of 2021, I know we're in 2024 now, but the adult smokers in Louisiana, 19.5% of the people in Louisiana smoke. All right, and which means that you can take that same number, double it, right? Which will be around 40% or 39%. All right, which will be people that smoke and those who are affected by smokers, secondhand, right? Because we don't live in a vacuum by ourselves.
Right.
The other thing is that in Louisiana, 1,700 people die from smoking-related illnesses in Louisiana every year.
Wow.
7,200. And in Louisiana, well, pretty much the healthcare industry since 2009 has spent $1.9 billion, right, on cigarette illnesses that's related to cigarettes and cigarette smoking and vaping. Now, with our children, 7% of the children who are in high school in Louisiana vape. And a majority area is that of St. Landry Parish, Point Coupee, if I say that right, and Lafayette Parish are high on vaping. And we are doing our best to try to get these kids to
Away
turn
from-
around while we can.
Okay. Good. Well, we got a few minutes left, Mr. Freeman. I like your program.
Thank you,
You
sir.
know, I like what you're, how you're doing it. You know, and hopefully by me having you on the show, you have encouraged me
Thank you, sir.
to stop.
Thank you, sir.
You know, but anything that you need to say, you know, because we got about a minute left. So if you need to give any information out, how people
do.
can get in touch with you.
Yes,
you know?
I do.
Okay.
I sure do. Now,
Queridos papás y mamás, sabemos que no siempre